Okay, we're live.
Hey, hello, hello, hello. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to another show of Movers and Shakers Global. It's been a while.
Oh, yes, of course.
Our last one was aired in August, and after that, we took a little bit of a break, but we are again here with you on this fabulous evening. It's been a wonderful day so far.
Absolutely.
And Movers and Shakers Global, let us quickly introduce ourselves first. My name is Swapna Ambegaukar. I am a professional speaker and international best-selling author. I am a certified coach with Jack Canfield, and we also help business owners and entrepreneurs excel in their business.
Yes, and my name is Amit Ambegaukar, business consultant, award-winning author of the book Your Profound Success. And jointly working with Swapna, we help entrepreneurs build a business to a level where they see enormous success.
That's right. And the Movers and Shakers Global is a platform that we have designed where each week or an alternate week, we help introduce some amazing, phenomenal entrepreneurs that we have in our lives.
Yep.
And we are proud and really honored to call them our friends. So, what is Movers and Shakers Global all about? So it is a platform where we are in conversation with individuals who have created great accomplishments, not only for themselves, but for the community as a whole. They are highly influential people. They are helping hundreds of thousands of people all around the globe. And we are really fortunate that we get to talk with these people. We get to have a great conversation, and basically not just to ourselves, but we help you to get to know them as well. These are some phenomenal people that we have in our lives. These are our great friends. Some people we get to know along the way through our entrepreneurial journey. Some have been really old, dear friends of ours, but these are people who are highly action oriented.
Yes.
They put out an idea and they make sure that they make it happen. And that's what this Movers and Shakers Global is all about. These are the individuals that we love to associate with. These are the individuals who know how to make it happen, right?
Yeah.
So we're so proud and we're so honored to bring these people to you so that we can be in conversation with them and you can be in conversation with them as well.
Exactly. And today we have a very special guest. We really wanted to bring back Movers and Shakers Global to a whole different level because we have an amazing lineup of people we are going to interview. And today is, of course, a very special day because whom we have today is just going to totally blow your mind. So today we're going to introduce you to our special guest in the next couple of minutes. And we've been in contact with her. We've been friends with her for about 4 to 5 years now. So really good friendship and relationship that we've developed with her. Firstly, just as a friend, as an acquaintance, but then our friendship grew and we know each other so well now. We've become really close friends with her, and that's none other than our lovely friend. Please help me welcome Amy Barroso.
Yay, Amy!
Yay!
Hi!
Hey.
Wow. It is so good to see you, Amy. Oh my God, it's been a while since we really connected. And because of the situation we're in right now, it's a little challenging, but thanks to the internet, we can all go global. So welcome to our show. We're so happy you said yes when we asked for you to join us. So welcome.
How could I say no? Like you've got so many amazing people. I've been watching the interviews before your little hiatus, and like just it's amazing how many people that are just so talented in our vortex of who we know.
Yes, that's
and
so
who we don't know. It's cool to meet new people as well.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of this platform is some people we just kind of knew them but didn't really know them. So we reached out to them and they were really, they honored us with their presence and we got to know them so at a much deeper level and now we're really good friends with them. So it's really fun to have and to be able to do this.
Absolutely. So, Amy, we really have some questions put out that we really want to know about you, your business, and all that. But before I go into that, I want to quickly introduce you to our audience here. Now, Amy Barroso has been a friend of ours. That's the best introduction I can start off with. She's really, really a good friend. That's her first introduction. She's a really nice, loving person and she cares. I mean, she cares. I mean, we've had experience with her with our with our children. We've had experience with her with our business, and every time we had some form of communication with her, that's one thing that really stood out for us, that she's really a caring person. And that goes over and above of the entire information that I'm going to say next, because what I'm going to share next is about her business and all that. But everything works in what she does is because of this basic fact that she cares.
Mm-hmm.
So regarding her, you're welcome. So regarding her, of course, she is an amazing, amazing graphic artist.
She's
That's how
been
we
for
got
last
introduced.
30 years.
Oh my goodness, 30
30
years,
years,
Amy.
Amy? You've been a graphic artist? Oh, okay.
So you started when what? You were 4 years old?
Yes, Amit, that's exactly when I started.
All right, and you've been focused on color psychology through the colors mirrors energy system, which is truly amazing. And now you use this system to add some soul to your client's brand and create a color-filled story almost, right? That's uniquely their own, which
Yes.
is really amazing. And one of the most exciting thing that we've learned from you is about your new magazine and podcast, which is geared towards the creatives and designers who work with color on a daily basis. And it is called the United Colors of Design.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow, wow, wow. So we're going to hear all about it from you soon.
Yes.
Before we go into a deeper conversation with you, Amy, about colors and why colors, I'm sure I know what attracted you to colors, you being a graphic designer, of course, but yeah, and how colors really impact our lives and our moods and everything. We're going to know and we're going to learn a lot more from you soon, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And Amy, I know that the magazine is opening really a deeper conversation about color and how it impacts designs, art forms, mood, and really, really the journey that we are on this planet. Is that correct?
That is correct. We're
Yeah.
opening up Pandora's box and just jumping right on in.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is truly amazing. Good, good, good. All right. So just to get us started, Amy, why don't you introduce yourself from your perspective? Like what got into this and where you started, where you are now, just your journey. That would be amazing.
Okay, well, how do we pack 30 years of journey into like 5
30
minutes?
minutes.
I don't know. Well, I've been really, really lucky in that I had a passion for art and design in high school, and I wound up being able to find a place for it in my life as a business. And so I wasn't really all that great at it in art in school.
Really?
Yeah, I really wasn't. I was graded, and honestly, I don't think that art should be graded in school. Like you're sort of grading people's creativity and how they see things. I mean, yes, you can grade their knowledge about theory and stuff like that. But when it comes to grading a piece, it was very disheartening in high school. So thank goodness, around the time I started working in just in business in general, got like a real job. I was adulting. The Macintosh computer came out.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I was one of the beginning people to jump on that bandwagon and allow the computer to be the tool that I could express my creativity through. And
Wow.
I annoyed the crap out of the art director at my first job, the newspaper. It was my dad's newspaper. And I would just sit there and say, what can I do? Where, can I watch you? Can I see what you're doing? And he would be like, Amy, hit the road. So
Yeah.
um, it was one of the little tiny Macs, the Macintosh, and
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
had to like pull out the floppy disk for each font that you wanted to
Wow.
use. And so yes, I have been around that long. And but thank God I have been put in this time and space because I was able to use that. You were asking about like challenges that have come up along my path, and the one challenge is I can't draw a stick person, so thank God for the Mac. And the other challenge is what else was I saying? I wrote some notes here because I didn't want to forget. Um, that I needed support. I was going through coming out of corporate world and heading into entrepreneur world, and when people make that transition, it's difficult because you've gone from making a solid paycheck um, to not. And so it was really important for me to find mentors and people like yourself back when I started, 4 or 5 years ago, just to create that village that can support us on our entrepreneurial path. And so I hired Elvira Hopper as my coach. And then when I found the Color Mirror system, I had Moira Bush as my coach. And so those two women have been like just pivotal in supporting me through this journey. And then friend wise, our whole group that we connected with through Raymond Aaron has been just amazing and are still friends, 5 years later. So um, all of those people combined are my village, and they helped me certainly on this path, and Brian as well, my partner. So we've made friends and we've learned a lot, and we're just kind of sticking to this path of let's just stay focused. There was a little part of a little time when I was done a contract where I was thinking, okay, I need to get a job and, just look online. And what I found was that 30 years experience on a resume is not so great.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
It's like you're too seasoned, you're too experienced, you're going to get bored, you're just not going to be a fit here. And I spent about a month at the end of April, which was not a great time to be looking for a job this year anyway. But at the same time, I wanted to, I have this, should I get a job and be stable, or should I go back to being an entrepreneur again? And so I'm just having that little teeter totter in my brain happen. But what I discovered in that process is that 30 years as a magazine publisher, like experience behind a magazine publisher, is wicked. And then, like I was saying this morning, you get to lead and you get to inspire and you get to mentor with that kind of experience in your belt.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really tried during COVID and just to be quiet and not freak myself out and just allow that experience to set in, and what could I do with it? And so that's sort of where the magazine was born.
Nice.
Wow. Very
Nice.
nice.
I had a look at the digital copy and it is so beautiful, Amy. I must tell you, and we have to congratulate you. It is a piece of art and it is really, really beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It
It's
is.
really, really easy to create amazing art when the people contributing are amazing artists. And so I get to work and meet these new artists, and then their work inspires me as I'm creating each article. And I tried to, not make it so uniform. I really wanted to look at the person who was contributing and then create these 4 pages to amplify what they were all about and be like, make each section its own little work of art on its own.
Nice.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Lovely. So that's quite a journey. I mean, that's a good description of how where you started and where you are today. So I'm sure within this journey, you've gone through some of the challenges that you described. So tell me what has helped you most overcome these challenges or these obstacles that were thrown at you from time to time?
Yeah.
What specific values or what did you do to become successful and come through all these?
I would say the biggest help was admitting that I needed help
Mm,
and not trying to do everything on my own, because I am, I'm an Aries. And so we like to think we can do everything on our own, right? Swapna? Yeah.
High five.
High five.
Same here.
We got our shit under control. That's what we have. And then we realize, maybe we don't have it under control. And so this is when, I was introduced to Moira and the color system, which is all sitting behind me here. And Moira was just amazing at supporting me on a spiritual level, like on a spiritual journey. And then I had Elvira Hopper, who was helping me, just being a cheerleader in my corner, saying that I could do this and not to lose faith. And just, she has some amazing programs that I went through, and it just helped me just get clear on what I wanted. So those two people, and then again, all of you, are just the village that I needed to get me going and keep me going, and know that, everyone's going through some trouble. And when we are, then we can actually reach out. And there's lots of people that have turned to entrepreneur world because of circumstances beyond their control or in their control. And so we just need to bring it in.
Yes,
nice. Love
absolutely,
that. Love
absolutely. And the support from, people like you just mentioned, your coaches, our mentors, and people you look up to, that makes a big, big difference.
Oh,
Yeah.
That makes a huge difference. Being or connected with like-minded individuals, being in that community, staying in that entrepreneurial community makes a big difference. So before we go on to the next questions, we would like to say hello to all our Facebook viewers here. We see Heather, our dear friend Heather. Hi, Heather.
Hello, Heather.
Thank you for joining us. Heather says, love all of you, my friends. Such success on the show right now. Oh, Heather, thank you. Thank you so much.
There's Ritu. Hi, Ritu.
Ritu, yes. We were just talking about Ritu, and Amy just said how wonderful you are, Ritu. She was just we were talking about you, and I'm glad I got to see you. You're on Facebook, so good to see you, Amy. That's what Ritu says. And Chitra says, great. Oh, excellent. Well, Chitra, actually, she was our last guest, which we aired in August. She was our featured guest on the show. So great to see everyone on Facebook. Yay.
I'm in good company then. That's good.
That's it. That's right. Yeah.
Awesome. So Amy, that's great. I mean, that's a great message that you're spreading through what you're doing. So tell me more about the people that you're working with right now, in terms of clients, in terms of business partners. Whom do you help the most right now?
Well, the magazine is a collaborational effort. I mean, I am sort of heading it up, but there's about 23 contributors and mentors that are writing for the magazine. So it's divided into 4 sections. We have the mentor section, which is creative person speaking to creative person, mentoring them, leading them, giving them tips, doing case studies and that kind of stuff. And this is the arts and creative communities. So Anastasia is writing for the hair design. We have a makeup artist. We have interior designer, fashion designer, floral designer. And all of these people are writing to younger people coming up in those industries. And so I'm adding more of those people just to broaden the audience and be able to support more creative people.
Right.
So just through those contacts alone, I've been exposed to like so much cross inspiration. It's just amazing. And, you know, helping them get their business out and expose their artistic abilities to, you know, the world at large. And then I also have a group of professionals who are really interested in working with the creative business owner. And, you know, we're not really so left-brained, you know.
Yeah.
So we are in need of some support in that department on that other side. See, I don't even know what's left. I'm looking at the screen. So we have legal, we have finance, we have mindset, we have branding, marketing, sales. Like some of the columns are still open, but this is the kind of conversation I want to be able to have with people as we fill out the magazine, you know, as we grow. Just to offer them information on how to expand their business, how to function in their business, how to delegate stuff out from their business, which I'm still learning to do, you know.
Right.
Thinking I can do it all myself is just getting exhausting. Yeah, so the professionals are helping us in that way. And so they'll be speaking to the topics that I just mentioned. And then we have a lifestyle columnist, because who doesn't love lifestyle stuff? So I've got astrology, intimacy, family, health and wellness, numerology. What else do I have? Energy, like just a lot of E's going on in that column. So that, you know, as fun as those things are, it's also extremely important to be balanced, right? So I don't want to just have a business conversation. I want to be able to have a whole life conversation. And
Nice.
creatives can just show up in this magazine, and then we can, you know, give them all kinds of stuff to help them in all aspects of their life.
Mhm.
Wow.
And the last part, which is the most fun part for me, is the ability to showcase different artists from the GTA, from Canada, from the globe. And
Nice.
so this is artists, designers, photographers, anyone who is doing a project that fits the theme of the magazine can submit that, and we'll just showcase them. It doesn't cost anything. I just, you know, want to be able to showcase different artists and be able to support them in their business in this way, since I have it accessible. So yeah, we're highlighting artists in that way. And then the first issue was just get it out there, build the audience, let's see what it looks like and all that stuff. And now the second edition, we're going to open up to sponsorships and advertising if people are interested in reaching this community. So
Nice.
I think on a whole, I'm helping a lot of creatives just have an outlet for expression.
Awesome.
Yes.
And in the process of creating the magazine, there was two people that were inspired to create. And Ritu, who's online here with us, I mean, she just wrenched my heart, this woman. She created an entire production with her dancers and, you know,
Wow.
not a speaking script, but like a movement script that just fit the first issue.
That's incredible. Oh my goodness.
In true Bollywood form, it was remarkable. Like I had tears. I was just so moved that somebody shared my vision and then they brought it to life through movement. And movement wasn't even on my radar. It was more visual arts, like drawing or painting or design, you know. But she, when I spoke to her, I was like, yes, this is the coolest thing.
Wow, Ritu, that's
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Oh my gosh, that is really beautiful.
And that's really, really why it's so amazing, is because you're not working by yourself alone, right? You have this team that you're working with, because that's the real success, especially given what situation we are in right now. You know, business owners and entrepreneurs, that's even the message that we spread around, that don't try and work by yourself. You know, don't say I'm supposed to win and everybody else is supposed to lose. You're never going to win if you have that set frame of mind. It's really that I want to grow. I want my clients to grow. I want my competitors to grow. How can we grow together to come up with a product that will truly serve? And it's just a formula that works like amazingly well. So this by spreading the message that you're doing right now, it's actually giving that not just in theory, but you are actually teaching people or showing people how it's actually done. So
Yes.
amazing. Well
Yes.
done, Amy.
Well,
Yeah.
the team of writers are showing people how it's done, right?
Yes.
Like they're being able to take their years of experience, which on a resume might look kind of, overqualified, but in this capacity, like I belong to a bunch of groups on Facebook, and all the groups were young people saying, how do I charge for my services, and how do I deal with a client that's giving me a hard time, and how do I, grow in my business, how do I monetize my art, how do, all questions that these people that have experience can answer. And
Right.
so I wanted to give them the platform to be able to answer those questions for people. There are
Awesome.
so
Absolutely.
many young people just are thirsty for inspiration from people who have been doing something for a while.
That's
Wow,
amazing.
lovely, lovely.
That's
So
really
while we're
amazing.
talking about that, Amy, I don't want to miss this opportunity to ask because I know people are now intrigued. Oh my God, magazine, we want to know where can they get it?
Well, I'm going to put a link in the comments of the direct link to the magazine. I do want people to subscribe to the magazine so that they can get it immediately.
Mhm.
But the first issue is out, and I just want people to see it. I just want them to read the articles and be inspired by the art that's included. And so I'm going to put the link in the feed of this interview
Okay.
so that people can just go see it. And
That'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
I'm working on a print on demand service so that if anyone's interested in having the actual hard copy, they can
Mhm.
get that hard copy.
Right.
But the magazine online is like 108 pages because
Yes.
I'm not bound by page limits on online, right? So the book, it's more of a book. It's not like your skinny little magazine for $10. It's like it's substantial, and there's a lot of great information in there. So
That's
Wonderful.
wonderful. Ritu says
That's
she was
certainly.
very nervous when she shared the link with Amy. And then
I
she says
don't.
the real success is to collaborate. And when you go up, who you are taking along with you. Absolutely, Ritu. I totally agree with you. That is really, it's a team effort. Success is a team sport. That's what I always think. So that's phenomenal. The other thing I really want to mention at this point is because we're talking about who you have helped so far, I cannot not show my book because this
Yes.
this is my baby, and it was brought to life and it was brought into colors by Amy. And this book has been transforming so many people's lives, and I'm so proud, and I'm so grateful to you, Amy, for this wonderful creation. Look how beautiful, look at how gorgeous it is.
And look, it's just red like you right now.
It matches my outfit.
You think that was, we were thinking about that, don't you think, when we did that?
Yes, absolutely. Look how gorgeous it is. So yes, I had to mention this book because this is where my journey started, and you were a part of that, Amy. So thank you.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that your book is helping so many people. I know that you've been working with Jack Canfield and going through his mentorship program and his so I mean, to be able to be a part of your new journey, the one that you started when that book was coming out, it just makes my heart sing.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God. So
Awesome.
Ritu says yes, and it's a really gorgeous magazine. Yes, Ritu, I agree with you 100%. I've seen the magazine. It is gorgeous. It is really gorgeous.
Okay, perfect. So definitely, Amy, please put in the link on this chat so people can download that book and they can get in touch with you for the next subsequent issues that come out.
So the next one's coming out in January. Is that correct, Amy?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Wow,
Perfect.
nice, good. So through this journey of yours, Amy, tell me what is the message? I mean, of course, you've gone through lots of ups and downs, the challenges you've described, the successes that you have accomplished, not only for yourself, your team, but also now clients. What would be your message to the listeners or the upcoming artists or people who want to now pursue this field that you have conquered the way I see it? What would be your message?
well, as an elder of this community, I'd be saying that. No. I would say don't be afraid of the dark. And
Nice.
I say this because the first magazine, the first issue is a Black issue. And Black in the psychology of color is about rebirth and rejuvenation and reflection. And so a lot of times people are afraid to be in that dark place, like where we've been for the last 7 or 8 months, right? Like,
Right.
what's going to happen to my business? What's going to happen to my family? Am I going to lose my house? Am I, you know, all of these really fearful things are coming at us head on.
Right.
And so my thought is go in that void, go in that dark space and just be quiet and just see what happens when you're sitting in there. And usually there's some pretty awesomeness, pretty awesome stuff that comes out of that dark place. And for me, well, as an example, Van Gogh painted A Starry Night, and the Van Gogh exhibit is on right now, so people may have been able to walk through his art, the Starry Night painting. That was created when he was in an insane asylum. And he was staring out at the night sky through his window in that hospital, and he was inspired to create that piece of artwork. And it is a magnificent piece of artwork. And so great things happen when you are in that dark space. Songwriters produce hit songs. People create major paintings that last lifetimes. And you know, United Colors of Design was born while I was sitting in this dark place. So just don't be afraid. Just look at your shadows and go, thank you very much for helping me and protecting me. I'm okay now. I think I can go on with this. And so it's easier said than done, but the more times you just kind of sit quiet and listen and follow the little sparkle of light that takes you out of that darkness. And then the copper edition that's coming out in January is how do we take that spark of creativity and turn it into something tangible?
Wow.
So copper is grounding. It's connecting to Mother Earth. It's saying I'm safe on this planet. It's putting things into action, getting a mentor. Like the copper color itself is very murky and dark, and it takes a mentor to help you navigate through that cloud, right? And so this is how the color psychology is taking us on this journey through the magazine and the people who are writing for it in a process. Like go into that dark, embrace the dark, come out of the dark, hit the copper, put stuff into action, and then we go into red, which is building and money and passion and all that stuff, and then pink, and then we go through this color circle from black all the way through the rainbow to white. And then it's an ascended circle. So you're always going up, and you can start the journey again and again and again, but you get to start from the level you're at. I don't have to start from ground zero. I get to start again with 30 years experience, right? So that's how you just keep doing this really awesome, I don't know what it's like, spiral upward.
Yeah, that's amazing. I didn't know that concept. So thank you for explaining that.
That is so beautiful, Amy. Oh my God, that message you just shared was just, oh wow. It gave me the goosebumps actually. It was so beautiful.
Really good.
Well, this is what the whole color mirrors teaching has taught me, that everything, like color is a part of our DNA, right? Like go back to caveman times, and women were choosing the food based on color. Men were hunting based on color. You're picking leaves and berries, and and now we've got red means stop and green means go and orange is caution. And it does say those things in color, but it goes so much deeper than that. And so this is the conversation I'm opening with people. And so the color community, the creative community, can take this information, apply it to their clients, and add some soul to their business, so that when they get to know someone on a soul level, how can they not trust you? How can they not want to work with you?
Wow. Love that, Amy.
Beautiful, Amy. That is amazing. That is so beautiful. And we were just talking before about copper before we started the live feed on Facebook. And we were just talking how copper in our culture, in our Indian culture, how copper, the element copper, how it plays a very important role. And it's got to do with the energy field around you. And in all our ceremonies, now, things have changed. People have become more modernized, so to say. But copper was one of the key elements, and people had, in the olden times, made sure they drank water out of copper utensils. And the reason being that copper is the element that brings out the energy, and it's supposed to, once you drink water from copper utensils, they're supposed to take care of the pH level in your body.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's why it's highly recommended to drink water out of copper. And there are lots of other things that copper does to a person's body. And when you said copper, the first thing that came to my mind, wow. So in all our ceremonies and all our rituals, all our utensils and what we use are made of copper. And it's very significant in our culture, the copper.
Well, I can't argue with your culture. I mean, they've got that down pat, I guess, because there is grounding properties to copper. I was speaking to Luma, who is our jewelry designer, and she was talking to me about how copper is the conductor. So if you're going to do plating on jewelry, if you're doing it on top of another metal, you have to have copper in there in order to bring the other plating to attach to it. So, and when you apply stress like fire or like heavy heat to copper, it changes color. It goes like blue and purple and red and orange. And she was telling me the process of it, and she's going to be writing about that in the magazine. But just, it's not, just that crappy brown metal. It's got some pretty magical qualities to it.
It does. It does, for sure. Yeah. Exciting.
Yes. Looking forward to the January issue already.
Yes, Amy. We're looking forward to that.
Well, maybe you'll just have to write something about culture and copper in it. Swapna, huh?
I will do a little bit more research if you want on my side, and I'll shoot something toward your end and see if it helps you in any way.
And also, I've seen your mandala artwork. So maybe that could be, some artwork and talking about your culture. I see something brewing here.
There you go. Oh my God. Okay, for sure, Amy. We'll definitely talk about it after. I'd love to. I'd love to get my creative juices flowing again. So that'd be amazing. Get the good half of my brain working again.
All right.
It does need exercise, just like the other half.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you again, Amy. Thank you for coming on board with the Facebook Live and with the interview with Movers and Shakers Global. It was a great conversation. Your journey, your messages are truly something that I love to hear again and again. So it was really, truly massive.
Yes,
well done.
Absolutely. This was a fun conversation, and I'm sure our audiences and our viewers loved it. And thank you to everyone. Ritu said, yes, she was thinking how copper was connected to our culture. That's right, Ritu. It is connected to our culture. You're so right on that. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Rakesh. We have a lot of people on here who are watching the interview. And we're going to share it on all different groups. And so that people can actually, be benefited from what you're doing, Amy, because what you're doing is just amazing. And more and more and more people should be exposed to this magazine and your message and the fire that you have going on inside of you.
There is fire, and there's so much talent in this area. Like,
yes,
people just have gifts that I can't even believe that I'm looking at. It's just beautiful.
Amazing.
Nice. That's really amazing.
So thank you so much, Amy, for joining us, and it was fun. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. And make sure you put the link in the chat so people can subscribe to it right away.
I will.
Perfect.
All right,
guys. Thank you.
And have a good night. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.